Politics, Morristown. I am Sarah Esteban.
And I'm Armando Panzas. We are well into the spring and the cicadas are finally ready to come out. Do you know what's buzzing?
As a matter of fact, I do, Armando.
Politics.
Andrew Spears and John Greeley discussed criticism on Obama.
Hey, and welcome to the whatever episode this is, probably the third one of a news show for which I'm too lazy to think of a name. I'm your host, Andrew, and this is my buddy, John, and we're going to be talking about some various topics today, but with a little bit of a twist. John, would you care to explain?
Yeah, so for today's topics, I will list the topic, I will give my opinion of it, and then Andrew will give his opinion, but he will only have 30 seconds to give his opinion. Because we know he has a tendency to rant, so.
A little bit, that can happen.
So our first topic is going to be socialism. Personally, I'm not a big fan of socialism. That's my opinion. Andrew, your time begins now.
Okay, so socialism, there are basically three social systems: capitalism, socialism, and communism. Communism is the thing that everybody is afraid of. Communism is the thing that has no private property, no classes, no difference between people. It's ridiculously oppressive. Capitalism, total laissez-faire capitalism, is everybody do whatever the hell you want, and there are no punishments. Socialism is the happy medium. Socialism isn't the thing that people are afraid of so much. It's not communism, it's the happy medium.
Time.
Yeah, how'd I do?
Pretty well.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you for that, Andrew.
Thank you, sir. All right, next topic.
Second topic is going to be welfare?
Welfare.
Welfare.
Welfare, all right.
Again, I don't like it. That's my opinion. Andrew, your time, go.
There are various criticisms of welfare that we spend too much money on it, that it tends to prop up takers instead of givers and things of that nature. More conservative news outlets and politicians like Mitt Romney like to talk about it. Welfare is essentially, welfare is helping people that need it, and you do it through social welfare, through food stamps, and in total there's about 5% of the federal budget that goes to welfare, and that's not a lot of money. So,
time.
Okay, all right, that's our second topic.
That was weird.
That was a bit weird. Anyway, next topic.
All right. Our third topic is going to be
healthcare.
Healthcare. I actually have a legitimate opinion on this one.
All right.
I feel like the people should pay for the healthcare, not the government, and that's my opinion. Andrew, your time begins now.
Yeah, the thing about that, though, is that let me start with the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare, as most people know. The Affordable Care Act is basically to make sure that people get a fair deal when their employers provide them with health insurance. And I would generally agree with John that if people, given the choice, people should be able to pay for things and make their decisions of their own accord. But because healthcare, you don't shop for healthcare, your employer just gives it to you. You need Obamacare so you don't get gypped. That's what that's for. Okay, so that's three topics where it's generally, I think I actually fit in my within my 30-second time constraints, which is surprising. We generally
we generally go over.
Yeah, we're generally going to go over, and we're going to try to keep this up and talk about some various other topics out there. This was hopefully been informative. And one more thing I kind of wanted to bring it up because we're running a bit low on time was a little bit more on welfare. There was something that Mitt Romney said back during the election in October. There was a video of it. It was very controversial. He said 47% of the country don't pay income taxes. They're takers, not givers, and that's why they won't vote for me.
And we're out of time.
Well,
so
that's harsh.
We'll see you guys on the next episode.
So, Armando, what's your opinion on President Obama?
Number one, America. I think over the last few years he's done very good. He's been a great president, a leader. He said time for change, and I think it has happened, definitely.
America! I completely agree. Now, switching topics, what do you like more, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Waffles.
Pancakes.
Waffles.
Not like either. Pancakes.
Waffles.
Waffles, they're fluffy.
Pancakes. Waffles.
Polish pancakes.
Pancakes.
Peanut butter.
Waffles.
Waffles.
Pink sauce and sprinkled donut.
Pancakes.
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 Waffles.
Pancakes. Waffles.
Waffles. Pancakes. Pancakes. Waffles. Waffles.
Pancakes.
So what do you think, Armando? Pancakes or waffles?
Esteban, I would have to say I'm more of a blue waffle guy myself. Berries, of course.
Interesting, interesting. Well, in other news, big week for seniors. We got prom coming up on Thursday, and we are celebrating. But the one question that still does remain, where are you going to college?
My high school experience, school-wise, was...
My high school experience has overall high school experience.
My high school experience was pretty good.
I love my high school experience.
My high school experience has been fabulous. Overall, it's been a great experience.
My overall high school experience, I think I learned a lot about school and myself and other people.
Alright, well, my high school experience, school-wise, was kind of crappy, kind of sucked, but I met a lot of good friends, so that was a good part.
It was good. It went by fast, but it was good. It was fun. I loved my high school career. It was a really fun experience. I was able to accomplish a lot.
Oh, I really liked my high school experience here. I liked everyone at MHS. Had a couple, bad teachers, but a lot of good ones too. My high school experience was pretty good.
It was good. I think overall we were a really good class. Even though we had ups and downs, it was fun.
My high school experiences have been cool. It's been real. A lot of cool people, cool kids. Gonna miss them.
My high school experience was super great, and if I could do it over again, I wouldn't change a thing.
Well, basically, I was the man. Drove my Mustang to school every day. I was captain of the football team. I was prom king. So basically, I was pretty much invincible and unstoppable. So, yeah.
My high school experience was very good.
Rag city, rag city, rag city.
What's that on that beat?
Rack City chick, rack city chick. 10, 20s and them 50s chick. 100 D VIP, no guest list. TT raw, you don't know who you with.
Underclassmen, study, and cool. Yeah.
Spend a lot of time with your friends and everything. Because once you go to college, you will probably not see them.
Don't do drugs. Don't skip all the time, because you will get caught. You will get in trouble. And have fun.
Basically, just be yourself and don't be a loser.
My advice would be don't screw up at the beginning of your high school career, because then you'll get to senior year and then your GPA will be low because of that.
I say keep up the grades since freshman year, because it really does matter at the end of senior year when you're picking out colleges and stuff.
My advice to the freshmen is do as well as you can freshman year so you can slack off as much as you want senior year.
If I had any advice to give to underclassmen, it would be to enjoy every second of it, because it goes by so fast. So enjoy.
You gotta stay in school and don't be absent and do your homework.
My advice to underclassmen would be do all your work all the time and don't let other people take advantage of you.
Do your homework. Don't get senioritis. Actually apply to your scholarships earlier.
So advice I'd give to anyone coming in is work as hard as you can and don't be afraid to try hard and new things.
So Mark, where are you headed?
I'm actually going up to Chester, Pennsylvania to Widener University for a 7-year program for physical therapy, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's great, man. Good for you. Best of luck to all those outgoing seniors this year. Now, on to other news. Building bridges or wasting nice, hard wood?
We pose a problem to the kids. They have to build a truss structure that spans 10 feet and holds 1,000 pounds. For that, they get 4 pine boards, 1 by 6 by 8 feet long, and they have to construct the truss structure from that. It has to hold 1,000 pounds. We put a board across the roadbed when it's done, and the kids stand on the roadbed. We weigh all the kids, we test it for efficiency, so we see how much weight it can hold.
Wait, Freddie was half on.
I'm on.
I really think this project is helpful for the engineering department. It really has a hands-on experience for what we've really learned in the class.
The kids do really well. Most of them work. There's always one or two that don't. We have about 5 for the class. Three will work. There's always 2 of the 3 will hold about 1,500 pounds. 1 will just make 1,000, and 2 of them won't quite work because they'll try like an oddball design or something very different. But sometimes those designs also pay off, and like we had one that held 1,800 pounds that never broke.
So it's these.
Students are learning all about forces on structures, modes of elasticity, free body diagrams, a lot of physics that goes into the activity, a lot of math concepts, and then also they learn how to work and make models and things like that, and they learn about testing prototypes and things of that nature.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Oh! What was that? Don't lean forward.
Last Thursday was Morristown High School's first annual film festival. There were over 40 documentaries played, and if you'd ask me, it was quite a turnout.
Austin Ellis and Megan Gibson came away with the winning documentary following the recovery effort after Hurricane Sandy.
I didn't think that it was going to be as bad as it was.
The storm the summer before, Irene, didn't do any damage, and everybody evacuated the island, and everybody that evacuated the island got stuck on the mainland for days.
So once I heard that Bob was staying, I said, okay, at least I won't be alone. Because my biggest concern was hanging out with no power or no. I didn't think that we'd lose water, but I didn't want to be alone.
So when this storm came around, I decided that it's not going to be as bad, and everybody over forecasted it. And at the very last minute, when I noticed some of the people that have lived here for years and years decided that they were getting off the island, I thought maybe it would have been a good idea to get off the island, but I stayed.
Well, there is Sandy, Category 2 storm during the afternoon hours, moving through the Bahamas now.
Multiple states are now issuing state of emergency alerts, and for many, today is the calm before the storm.
So we stayed there that night, which was Sunday night, and we heard watching the weather report, and we woke up the next morning to full moon. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning. The street was all flooded, like higher than we, imagined. So we're like, oh boy, this is gonna get where the storm wasn't even gonna hit for another 24 hours. We're carting around all our supplies, this big tub of food and water and all this other stuff, batteries, and at this point we still had TV, we still had everything. What's the big deal?
It's expected to slam parts of the East Coast with a foot of rain and up to several feet of snow. It's going to last for days, bringing wind damage, power outages, and possibly massive flooding in some parts.
And we really are starting to feel the impact of that Texas-sized storm starting to wallop here. I want to give you a sense for how frothy the water has become. It's been whipping up this foam everywhere now across the Mid-Atlantic. They are in full swing with preparations. They are even starting to hand out sandbags in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I took videos later on that night when the full moon hit, and that's when it really got bad.
This is a scary thing right now. The storm is over, but now it's high tide. So, let's see what we can do here. Here we go. What is this thing coming? It is, oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a bulkhead. Oh.
So when I was up there, taking pictures, videos of the beach, it was pretty bad. The wind wasn't all that bad. It was just the beach getting beat up by waves.
The worst of the storm really was the back end of the storm. The back tidal surge of the last high tide, the water rose 3 feet within 2 hours. So that was the scary part. The back end of the storm was the wind damage, and that's when we lost power, and that's when the what do you call those things on the telephone poles? The transformer started exploding on the boulevard, and I actually witnessed the one traffic light in front of my house get knocked right off the wires and fly into the bay.
The water down by the boulevard, it just looked like a channel. Just water everywhere. The waves were actually crashing right on the top of the street, and I had to watch out because what was happening is it was dark. I couldn't see real good, and there was like a lot of debris washing down the street, and most of it I could see, but a lot of it was the actual street. What happened was when a wave would hit the street and then rush down from the street to the bay, and another one hit, and another one hit, and all the waves hitting the street. What happened was it undermined the asphalt. So I looked up, I'm looking through my viewfinder and narrating stuff, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see something weird in the water. I look up, and here comes a hunk of street, and I'm like jumping out of the way, because when this stuff hit, it took everything down in its path,
Somebody had texted me that there was a 35-foot wave heading towards Long Beach Island, and that got me a little nervous. And the recorded height from Holgate was a 24-foot wave. And when we started hearing stuff like that, then the few of us that still stayed on the island thought it was not a good idea to stay on the island. I do not recommend anybody to stay on the island the next time a storm comes through.
Wow. Whoa, all right. Son of a bitch. All right, I hear you. I'm out of here. I've seen enough. Okay, you win.
We started cleaning up Long Beach Island the day after the hurricane ended. It took us about 2 months to clean the sand and get all the streets passable. We also took 2 months to get the utilities and infrastructure back in place. Moving forward, the actual beach repairs will take at least 6 months to a year, and we're hoping in the next 2 years we'll have the federally funded beach replenishment job started and completed. That's all up to Congress. They have to appropriate the money, and once they appropriate the money, we'll get the available beaches ready for them. As far as people rebuilding their homes and businesses, the majority of the people have already started. And I feel this is, we're going into January 1st next week, and I feel by Memorial Day we will have 90% of the island up and running. So I'm very positive. Our residents, our taxpayers are positive. Our commercial business owners are extremely positive. Everybody's going to be moving forward with new decor, new everything. So I think it's going to be up and ready, and we'll have a typically great summer on Long Beach Island in 2013.
Congratulations to Austin and Megan and all the producers that helped in the various documentaries. Feel free to visit us on YouTube if you've missed anything. Once again, that's www.youtube.com. Yeah.
And now, let's check out some videos from the Coffee House performances back in March.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. Ooh, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Mallory Bai on violin. And I'm feeling good.
The last call here is next Friday, June 7th, and sign-ups are open now. It's not something you want to miss.
Well, that's it, Morristown, for our episode of Colonial Corner. Make sure to like us out here on the book, because we are out here.
Hit us up on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube.
And once again, don't be mistaken if you didn't hear him, that's www.youtube.com. You can also take a quick look at www.wjsv.org.
Oh!
Well, besides that, I'd like to give a couple shout-outs. I'd like to give a quick shout-out to OTF GBE, my squad of goons. We goons out here. We represent our high school, our turf. We out here, OTF.
L's. And last shout-out goes out to the ugliest guy I know, Darren Prado. You are one ugly guy.